So on the border here, to try and deal with the constant fires, for people setting fires, we're going to try and grow more of a living fence, just so it can try and stop the fires that come in, because inevitably someone is going to burn something. Before it gets into our farm, we're trying to figure out which ones would be the best living fence to grow. Yeah. We have the local green one, I forget what it's called, I'll show you over there. Like it's an evergreen and it's very milky. Yeah. So we're gonna mix that with probably some bamboo. We have a lot of prickly pear, some of the prickly pear. There's a lot in the farm too. So that the fire will have something fighting against it, and that way also when it's like a thicket, so we just kind of protect the farm by living species.
Yeah, fire is really something which you can try and deal with individually, but ultimately it's a communal problem, a communal thing. It's one of those things that we just cannot deal with individually much. I mean, you can, hopefully your fence will help, but if a big fire comes, this is tall hyperrhenia, elephant grass, and it'll race across here, and some of it will get caught up in the kavuruvuru and land in your farm. Yeah. So really, ultimately, we need to deal with fire as a community, and we need to gather everybody and say, right, if we want more water, if we want our boreholes to come up, if we want to be able to grow stuff for longer into the dry season without big investment, we need to stop burning. And then how do we manage that? There's all this biomass, it's going to burn, somebody's going to put a fire, and then it'll race. So we've got to use something to reduce that biomass. Because if you don't, you start building up biomass.
Yeah, that's
and when a fire does come eventually, you get this mega fire, which is Australia and California and places. They just don't have enough animals to reduce the biomass, and they're not burning. So when the fire does come accidentally, then it really cooks.
It's a huge.
You want to try and avoid that. So
what do you think of that controlled burning? When is the best time to avoid?
So controlled burning, I don't know. It means many things, but in Zambia, traditionally, you didn't need to burn much because you had vast herds of animals. Okay, so there was always a big herd of buffalo or impala or something with a hoof that would come along in a big herd, and they were always eating together because there were a lot of predators, so they kept in a bunch, and basically they'd eat in a line. There was nothing behind them, so they have to just keep going. And when they come back, they do the next. So it's a very efficient way of reducing the biomass, turning it into manure, preparing the little cups for the rain so that the rain doesn't run off. It helps to create little plants, all the little seeds. The seeds are tiny and they need planting. Any seed that falls on the ground won't germinate. So you need the animals for all these functions, but also just to reduce that biomass and stop the fire. Traditionally, fire was done just before the rains. If there was something which the animals hadn't eaten, it would block the new growth, so people would put fire to it. Makes total sense to me. Now we lost the animals.
We still burn.
And we've lost 99% of the wildlife, or 99.9 in most areas like this. And you've got no more livestock. I mean, the livestock numbers, we've lost 95% of the livestock as well. So now you don't have enough stuff to eat. So now people said, okay, well, then we better start burning early so that the biomass doesn't build up when it starts blowing in August and September. If the fire comes then and you've got all this long grass, it's going to cook.
So question.
Combine that with taking out a lot of trees, which now gives grasses more chance. You've got huge fire problems. So now people burn early to try and stop the late burning. But it's not a good solution, right? So fire and water are not good friends. If you want more water, you're going to have less fire.
Less fire.
So there's that balance that you have to find, and that really has to be done on a communal basis. You have to say to everybody, look, the ultimate goal is to have no fire. How can we reduce the biomass by organizing our grazing, our livestock better so that we can efficiently move it around and knock down this biomass? eat it or trample it, mulch it, so that we don't have to burn.
So now what if we kind of switch it, kind of rethink it a little bit? We still need animals, but maybe we change the animal, because cattle, as much as it would do a good job, it's more expensive than sheep per se, which is also a grazer.
Yeah.
So my question is, can we rethink it and maybe we tend to sheep, we can control them more and have the sheep graze aisles? And
I don't even think you need to rethink it. Think of what God put here. He's put 243 species of wildlife here, right? Of visible animals.
no, but like I'm saying, in
you've got your
this farm location, if I wanted to bring an animal here, right?
No, if you can't manage a buffalo, then have an impala, and the impala, the nearest thing is a goat.
Okay, yeah,
Right?
goats, yeah. Okay, but those notorious little goats, maybe.
Okay, then go for a sheep.
Sheep,
And a sheep
yeah.
is more like a puku, you know?
Yeah, so then you
Puku's
can
a
graze them
grazer.
in the aisles,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
So, you know, wherever you look at livestock, there's an equivalent
yeah.
in
Even in cost and management.
in indigenous species.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So the sheep is more like a puku or a grazer, right? A lot of the lechwe and things, they just graze. Impala will browse, so it's more like a goat. It'll browse and graze, multi-purpose. A cow is also multi-purpose. It'll like a buffalo. It'll graze, and if there's nothing to graze, it'll browse. And so, you know, you've always got the equivalent. So just think of your sheep.
Outside the box, right?
I'm
Sheep.
thinking of, this is good business. You know, I can actually hire out
The
my
sheep,
goats and sheep.
with some electrical fences and just, okay, where do you want to graze?
That's what
There you
people
go.
are doing. I see it all over the world now, that people have a management team of goats.
Got it.
And they take them in the back of a truck. I saw it in Spain, and somebody will hire to clean up their land, and they'll go in there and they'll eat everything down. They'll open it up. They'll convert all that to manure, and the guy pays them for bringing the sheep, the goats there.
Yeah.
He's happy because he got free food. Everybody's happy. So there's a business.
Win-win.
There's a
Win-win,
win-win.
absolutely. So this is a section where someone lit a fire over there, jumped into the farm. Luckily, my helpers were around or close by, and we have water now. We're able to stop it. But with mulching, it could have literally gone through the entire farm had we mulched the way we had mulched the previous year. So it's a real challenge. Sometimes it's deliberate, sometimes it's accidental, but it's a real challenge trying to think of how you can secure your farm from the inevitable
Accidental.
Yeah.
fires, and how to,
No, and you can feel, I've got pata pata on, so I can feel the big difference between
Mulch,
walking there
yeah.
and walking here. This soil is really become hard. It's baked like a pot,
Yep.
and you can see the capping. So,
Yeah.
so we make bricks for building houses. We want to waterproof them, we put fire. And now what this fire has done is waterproofed your whole land.
Well, so we gotta kind of
Made
fix it
really
before the
hard.
rain.
The water won't go in here,
Yeah, no.
so it'll run off or evaporate. So you know that's the effect of fire. And if we want more moisture, and we're in a crisis of moisture right now, I mean we are really in trouble this year especially. But in general, there is this trend of less and less moisture in our country. So we've got to stop fire, because this is what it does. It just makes it bakes the soil hard. Look at this, it's all so hard.
Yep.
It's like a concrete.
So basically, even if it does rain, it's just going to run off.
And take
It's pretty much sealed.
This is sealed, this is sealed. This is like making a brick over your whole land. Burning bricks.
Yeah.
And so, you know, this is not useful.
Someone had mentioned another perimeter wall solution of using succulents, aloes, agaves. I mean, it does take up space, but that would slow the fire down at least,
Yeah.
and they would survive the fire.
Yeah, that's definitely part of our strategy.
Yeah, you mentioned with the cattle
Living,
plant.
yeah, definitely. One that grows quickly, the one that will do well in the rain, the least amount of work. But if we can cover all, that's why we are propagating some of our bamboo that we had. We'll put it in, because
Does bamboo survive fires? Okay.
Not really. It's quite fire prone, because there's a lot of biomass underneath. It's a big problem.
the dry. I mean, you have to manage
You
it,
have
right?
to get that out and mulch it somewhere.
Yeah.
It doesn't mulch very well, that's what we found.
But we're trying to use the poles,
Poles, yeah.
so that we can use it for whatever sticks that we want in the farm.
Bamboos are very useful things to have around.
Yeah.
We try and encourage everybody to
So we're definitely going to plant
little
more.